So somebody said we need more proof. More proof. Check this out.
UFOs and alien abductions. These things are usually kept under wraps. But could it be that aliens have been deliberately trying to let their existence be known to mankind? Perhaps there's a greater reason why we remain uncertain to this day. Yet numerous compelling pieces of evidence hint at their existence. From an astronaut claiming sighting of a UFO to secret government projects, here are 20 unsettling signs of alien life leaked by Anonymous. Number 20. Astronaut confirms UFO. When it comes to an alien encounter, there's no one you trust more than someone who's been to outer space themselves.
It's important that we say everybody claims this one is fake. Hold on, let me go back to
encounter. There's no one you...
Everybody says this one is fake. That's the conspiracy theory with this video. They say it's pay attention to her hair, stuff like that. They said in other clips that you could see the harness that they tried to hide because of the way the shirt is. Different things they point out to kind of confirm their theories.
Trust more than someone who's been to outer space themselves. Gordon Cooper is a renowned astronaut who allegedly claimed he saw a bizarre flying object, particularly a greenish object with a red tail, passing by his Mercury 9 spacecraft in 1963. However, he later stated that this was false. But of course, many believe that Cooper was forced to stay quiet and dispute the claims. But what's interesting is that upon retiring from the Air Force, Cooper actually claimed that he still believes in UFOs. He gained this stance after his personal encounter during the early 1950s in Germany. During this encounter, Cooper observed formations of fighter planes flying in a manner similar to those he was familiar with, traveling from east to west. This led to the U.S. Air Force Base dispatching their own pilots, including Cooper, to investigate. Cooper described the objects as resembling saucers with a metallic appearance, but they couldn't get close enough to discern further details, such as wings. The fact that he disputed a claim only to support a similar one makes it seem like he wouldn't make up stories about aliens.
No.
And so, Gordon Cooper's account remains popular among alien extraterrestrial conspiracists to this day. Before we go on,
but they'll totally disregard all of that. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes down to the credibility. They'll disregard all that.
This video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now.
Number 19. Project Sign. Now, in the early days of UFO investigation, before the term UFO even existed, there was Project Sign. This was the first official U.S. government effort to study and understand the reports of unidentified flying objects. Project Sign was initiated in 1947, shortly after a series of high-profile UFO sightings, including the famous Kenneth Arnold sighting, which coined the term flying saucers. The U.S. military recognized the need to investigate these reports seriously. Under the leadership of U.S. Air Force Captain Edward J. Ruppelt, Project Sign collected and analyzed UFO reports from military personnel and civilians. They aimed to determine if these sightings had any potential threat to national security. One of the most intriguing cases investigated by Project Sign was the Mantle Incident. In January 1948, Captain Thomas Mantle pursued a UFO in his P-51 Mustang, but tragically, he lost his life when his plane crashed. This incident raised questions about the nature of UFOs and their potential danger. As Project Sign delved into the phenomena, they generated the famous estimate of the situation. This highly classified document suggested that some UFOs could be of extraterrestrial origin. However, the Air Force leadership was uncomfortable with this conclusion and rejected it. Number 18. Crop circles.
And see, that's the part that gets me, I guess, a little bit hot when people make a mockery out of it. And it's people who have lost their life trying to investigate, figure out, understand all of that's going on. So when you make a joke of it, or you know what I'm saying, you just totally disregard it, man. It's a disrespect to those who put their life on the line. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Crop circles are intricate designs similar to geoglyphs, but instead of barren earth, these designs mysteriously appear in fields of crops seemingly overnight. Several crop circles have been known to be man-made, or at least that's what many claim. But several conspiracy theorists are convinced otherwise. The phenomenon...
I'm so glad he said that, though, in this video. that some of the crop circles are man-made. When crop circles were first being discovered, people were of the belief that solely had to be something extraterrestrial. You know what I'm saying? And none of the farmers or none of the ones who were creating them stepped up and said anything. They just let it play like that. You know what I mean? So now when I see crop circles, after understanding and learning that some of them are like that, I don't get like it used to freak me out. Crop circles, bro, because we didn't know what that was or what that meant. Yeah, they used to freak me out badly.
Of crop circles gained widespread attention in the late 20th century, primarily in rural areas of the United Kingdom. These formations, often intricate and geometric in design, seem too precise and complex to result from random or natural causes. One theory suggested that these formations were the work of pranksters or artists using planks and ropes to flatten the crops. Indeed, some crop circles were undoubtedly created by humans as elaborate hoaxes. However, not all crop circles could be easily explained away. Some crop circles displayed characteristics that defied conventional explanation. They appeared overnight, in the span of a few hours, with no evidence of human activity nearby. The crop within the circles exhibited unusual growth patterns and had alterations at the cellular level that were not consistent with mechanical flattening. Intriguingly, some witnesses claimed to have seen glowing orbs of light or unidentified flying objects in the vicinity shortly before their discovery. This led to the speculation that these formations might be the result of some kind of advanced technology, possibly of extraterrestrial origin. Number 17. Ouma Mua. In October 2017, something incredible happened that became etched in the records of alleged signs of alien life. A mysterious, elongated object hurtling through our solar system. It was named Ouma Mua, a Hawaiian word meaning scout. Ouma Mua's unusual features immediately caught the attention of scientists and the public alike. It was cigar-shaped, unlike typical asteroids or comets, and lacked the expected cometary tail. Its brightness varied dramatically, which couldn't be explained by the reflection of sunlight alone. All these characteristics fueled a wave of speculation about its true nature. Some scientists suggested that Ouma Mua could be a thin, flat, pancake-like structure, while others proposed it might be a collection of smaller, loosely bound fragments. Yet the most intriguing hypothesis was that it might be an alien probe or spacecraft. The idea that Ouma Mua might be of extraterrestrial origin was fueled by its unusual acceleration. As it passed through our solar system, it accelerated slightly, which couldn't be explained by the sun's gravitational forces alone. Some suggested that this acceleration might be due to solar radiation pressure, while others wondered if it could be a propulsion system of some kind. Despite the excitement surrounding the notion of an alien spacecraft, mainstream scientific consensus has leaned towards natural explanations. Number 16. Fast radio burst pattern. In the past, mysterious signals known as fast radio bursts, or FRBs, have been puzzling astronomers for years. These high-energy astrophysical phenomena are short-lived bursts of radio waves originating from deep space, and they've been detected at irregular intervals since they were first discovered in 2007. But recently, a growing wave of speculation has emerged that suggests these FRBs might be something truly extraordinary, a sign of alien life. FRBs are incredibly powerful, emitting as much energy in a fraction of a second as our sun does in an entire day. Initially, they were thought to be random and one-off events. However, as more FRBs have been observed, some have exhibited intriguing patterns, sparking speculations about their origins. And some believe these FRBs are signs of aliens trying to send a message. Number 15. Flying disc craze. In the summer of 1947, something extraordinary captured the attention of people across the United States and around the world. It was a craze that came to be known as the 1947 disc craze, and it all began with a series of puzzling sightings in the skies. The trigger for this craze was a report by a private pilot, Kenneth Arnold, who claimed to have witnessed the formation of 9 shiny disc-like objects flying at incredible speeds near Mount Rainier, Washington. Arnold described their motion as saucers skipping on water, leading to the term flying saucers that would become synonymous with UFOs. Arnold's sighting made...
I was just about to ask that question. Did anybody know where the term flying saucer came from? And then he answered it. You know what I mean? I never stopped to even think about that. We've always heard that term Well, I've always heard that term since growing up, so I never really stopped, but now it has me intrigued to hear this story now.
Arnold described their motion as saucers skipping on water, leading to the term flying saucers that would become synonymous with UFOs. Arnold's sighting made headlines across the country, sparking a wave of UFO reports. People from all walks of life reported seeing strange objects in the sky, often described as metallic, disc-shaped, and moving at extraordinary
Well, I like reading old newspaper articles from back in the day. I'm gonna try to pause it at the right moment.
in the sky. Often
Said disc stops and reserves self in flight, disappears. Astronomers say they are man-made pilot jokes, but wireless report shows him frightened and nervous later. Not atomic. Let's see. More flying saucers seen as men of science ponder serious angels. So they didn't know what they were dealing with back then. Angels, aliens, what was going on? Could you imagine being in those times? You know what I'm saying? Not having the things that we have or the tools we have equipped with. Their resources not as abundant as ours. So dealing with what they were dealing with back then, scary.
described as metallic, disc-shaped, and moving at extraordinary speeds. The following media frenzy fueled public interest and speculation about these mysterious aerial phenomena. The U.S. military, initially caught off guard by the sudden surge in UFO reports, launched investigations to determine the nature of these sightings. Number 14. Roswell Incident. In the mid-20th century, an event occurred in the desert of New Mexico that continues to fuel speculation and intrigue to this day. It all began in 1947, when a rancher named William Mac Brazel discovered something unusual scattered across his land. Debris, unlike anything he had ever seen, strewn across the desert floor. As the news of Brazel's discovery spread, it caught the attention of the nearby Roswell Army Airfield. The military quickly dispatched personnel to investigate the wreckage. Their initial statement, released to the press, stated that they had recovered a flying disc, sparking rumors of a crashed UFO. However, just a day later, a new narrative arose. The military revised its statement, claiming that the debris was not from a UFO, but from a weather balloon. This abrupt change in the official narrative only fueled suspicions of a cover-up. Over the years, the Roswell incident has become synonymous with claims of government secrecy and conspiracy. Many witnesses have come forward, some suggesting that the wreckage came from an extraterrestrial craft and that alien bodies were recovered from the site. The U.S. government's official stance remained consistent. It was a weather balloon, nothing more. But the Roswell incident had already captured the public's imagination, becoming a cornerstone of UFO lore and conspiracy theories. In the decades that followed, numerous investigations, documentaries, and books were dedicated to unraveling the mystery of Roswell. Some claimed the government was hiding the truth about extraterrestrial contact, while others argued that the incident was merely a Cold War-era cover-up to divert attention from secret military experiments. To this day, the Roswell incident and its truth remain speculative.
So if all it is a weather balloon, so which I'm so sick of hearing about, you know what I mean, weather balloons, then why the secrets and the cover-ups? Why the suspiciousness, that the feelings that we get from y'all? How does all this occur? If it's just a weather balloon. I wonder how long they're going to continue to stand on that. And they're like, you know what I mean? How long are they going to continue to try to feed us that? It's not working no more. Find something else.
Number 13. Mariana UFO Incident. In 1950, another mysterious and puzzling UFO incident took place, this time over the skies of Great Falls, Montana. It would come to be known as the Mariana UFO Incident, named after the witness, Nicholas Mariana, who captured the event on film. On August 15, 1950, Nicholas Mariana, the manager of the Great Falls Electric's minor league baseball team, was filming a promotional video at Legion Stadium. What he captured on his 6mm camera, however, would be far more extraordinary than any baseball game. As Mariana panned his camera towards the clear Montana sky, he noticed two shining objects in the distance. They appeared to be silvery and disc-shaped, moving in unison. Mariana quickly began to film the objects as they performed maneuvers that defied conventional explanations. The film showed the two discs weaving and darting through the sky, seemingly under intelligent control. They danced in the air for several minutes before disappearing from view. Mariana was left astounded and perplexed by what he had witnessed. He promptly...
I know what somebody gonna say. First of all, he has a camera in the 50s, so what if it's a faulty camera? You know what I'm saying? I know where people are going. Like, I'm already like predisposed and pre-programmed to what you guys are gonna think and say. I see it a lot of it. Oh, it was in the 50s and that's a camera. So, you know, it probably didn't have the best quality shooting that far away. So it could have been some glitches or malfunctions with the camera. I know y'all were going there.
Reported the sighting to the local Air Force base, and the military authorities took an interest in his film. In fact, they requested a copy of the footage for analysis. The Mariana UFO incident garnered significant attention and became one of the earliest and most famous UFO sightings captured on film. To this day, however, its mystery remains. Number 12. The Fermi Paradox. In a universe teeming with billions of galaxies, each containing countless stars and planets, one question has puzzled scientists and space enthusiasts for decades. Where is everybody? The question is at the heart of the Fermi Paradox, a conundrum that challenges our understanding of the cosmos and the potential for extraterrestrial life. Named after the physicist Enrico Fermi, the paradox arose during a casual conversation in the 1950s. Fermi and his colleagues discussed the possibility of intelligent extraterrestrial civilizations and why we had not yet detected any signs of their existence, such as radio signals or interstellar travel. The basic premise of the Fermi Paradox is this: given the vast number of stars in the Milky Way alone and the high probability of habitable planets, there should be numerous advanced civilizations in our galaxy.
Oh, absolutely.
If just a fraction of these civilizations were capable of interstellar travel, we should have seen evidence of their presence by now, and perhaps these sightings are already proof. Number 11. Area 51.
That's what I was about to say. We are seeing proof. We are seeing proof. And talking about the Fermi paradox, that gives more claim to my theories, man. The universe, the galaxy is too big for us just to be the only ones. And like they said, there's multiple habitable planets out there. So you think we're the only ones? Maybe the ones on that planet aren't traveling for some specific reason. Maybe they haven't figured it out. Maybe they have figured it out and they don't need to come this way. Maybe everything they're focusing on is somewhere else, away from us. You know what I mean? Let's just stop thinking because we haven't seen nothing or we haven't identified what we've seen. That means that there's nothing there or you know what I mean? There's no life out there. It's blasphemous to me.
In the Nevada desert, hidden in secret, is Area 51. This remote and highly classified U.S. military facility has become a hotbed for alien sightings and conspiracies. But why is Area 51 so closely associated with extraterrestrial mysteries? Surely there's a good reason, right? Area 51's isolation, restricted access, and heavily guarded perimeters make it more intriguing. Those who work there are sworn to secrecy, and its classified nature has led to rampant speculation about what might be hidden within its confines. The U.S. government officially acknowledged the existence of Area 51 in 2013.
We're no longer fascinated by it, though, at all. I know I'm not, and I've seen more people comment about it as well. It no longer has that allure.
But that transparency did little to quell conspiracy theories. In fact, it only fueled the belief that the government was hiding something significant. Number 10. Rendlesham Forest Incident. In December 1980, a series of events unfolded in Rendlesham Forest, located near RAF Woodbridge, a U.S. Air Force base in Suffolk, England. This incident would later become one of the most famous and well-documented UFO encounters in history. It all began on the night of December 26, when U.S. Air Force personnel stationed at the base reported strange lights in the nearby woods. Thinking it might be an aircraft in distress, they ventured into the forest to investigate. What they encountered, however, was unlike anything they had ever seen. In the forest, they discovered a glowing metallic object on the ground. It appeared to be triangular, with strange hieroglyphic-like symbols on its surface. As they approached the craft, it suddenly lifted off the ground and shot into the sky, disappearing from view. The following night, the base's deputy commander, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Halt, led a team into the forest to investigate the previous night's events. They too encountered unusual lights and observed strange phenomena. Halt recorded his observations on a handheld tape recorder, providing an audio account of the bizarre events. During their investigation, Halt's team witnessed beams of light directed down into the forest, as well as mysterious indentations in the ground where the object had reportedly landed. Geiger counters detected elevated levels of radiation at the site. The U.S. Air Force initially downplayed the incident, suggesting that the sightings were likely the result of misidentified conventional aircraft or natural phenomena. However, the eyewitness accounts and physical evidence presented a compelling case for something extraordinary occurring in Rendlesham Forest. In recent years, declassified government documents and statements from military personnel involved in the incident have added to the case's credibility. Number 9. The Barney and Betty Hill Incident. This incident unfolded on the night of September 19 to 20, 1961 in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. Barney and Betty Hill were driving home from a vacation when they noticed a bright light in the sky. Afraid but curious, they stopped to observe the object, which appeared to be moving erratically. As they continued their journey, the Hills realized the light was following them. Increasingly anxious, they decided to pull over and get a closer look. What they saw next would change their lives forever. Through binoculars, Barney and Betty claimed to have observed a craft hovering in the sky. They described it as a flattened, pancake-shaped object with rows of windows and multicolored lights. Most disturbingly, they claimed to have seen humanoid figures inside the craft, peering out at them. Terrified, the Hills got back in their car and attempted to flee. But the next thing they remembered was driving further down the road without recalling how they got there. They arrived home many hours later than expected, with vague memories of strange occurrences during the drive. Over time, the Hills began to experience troubling dreams and flashbacks of their encounter. Seeking answers, they consulted with a psychiatrist, Dr. Benjamin Simon, who used hypnosis to help them recover their lost memories. Under hypnosis, the Hills recalled being taken aboard the craft, where they were subjected to medical examinations by the humanoid occupants. These examinations included procedures like the taking of skin and hair samples. Their memories were fragmented and surreal, filled with strange details of alien beings and advanced technology. The case of Barney and Betty Hill quickly gained attention and became a focal point in discussions of UFO abductions. So what do you think of this? Do you think this incident really happened?
I think the people that, because you don't get the full story, I'm familiar with the story because I reacted to it a while back. And I don't think they were taken serious enough. You know, the hate that the people had for them too because they were together. You know what I mean by together? Those two, the interracial dating that they were involved in. People didn't like that. So then you have them come out with this incident of possibly being abducted by aliens and what they saw and what they experienced. I just feel like nobody took them serious. They were too focused on their relationship and them being together to take them serious. And I think that was wrong. It was super foul for what they had to go through and deal with. You know what I mean? Especially when you put somebody through, what's the purpose of doing hypnosis if you're not going to take them serious? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I felt for them too. If you never heard their story, go check their story out and listen to it.
Or is it just an incredibly elaborate hoax? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Number 8.
Hoax.
McMinville UFO Incident. The McMinville UFO Incident is a famous extraterrestrial incident from the year 1950. It all began on May 11, 1950, when a farm couple, Paul and Evelyn Trent, were on their property in McMinville, Oregon. They were startled when they spotted something unusual in the sky. A metallic disc-shaped object hovering above them. The Trents watched in awe as the object remained stationary for several minutes. They described it as shiny and metallic, with portholes along the rim. Realizing the significance of what they were witnessing, Paul ran inside their house to grab his camera. Paul captured 2 photographs of the mysterious craft before it suddenly sped away. The images he captured would later become some of the most iconic UFO photographs ever taken. The Trent story gained immediate attention, not just from the local community, but from UFO investigators and the media as well. Experts examined the photographs, and their authenticity was confirmed. The images showed a clearly defined round object against the backdrop of the sky. The Trents, known for their honesty and integrity, maintained their account of their sightings throughout their lives. They never sought fame or profit from their experience, and their story remained consistent. For this reason, many consider this incident an authentic extraterrestrial sighting. Number 7. 1952 Washington UFO Incident. In the summer of 1952, the skies over the nation's capital became the stage for one of the most remarkable UFO incidents in American history, the Washington, D.C. UFO Incident. This series of sightings, which occurred over several consecutive weekends, remains one of the most puzzling and well-documented UFO events to date. It all began on July 12, 1952, when air traffic controllers at Washington National Airport began tracking unusual blips on their radar screens. These unidentified objects appeared to be flying in restricted airspace over the nation's capital, a zone normally off-limits to unauthorized aircraft. Military jets were scrambling to investigate, and as they closed in on the objects, the pilots reported seeing bright lights in the sky that moved with incredible speed and agility. Despite their best efforts, the pilots could not intercept or identify the mysterious craft.
Isn't it funny that we have the same report, right, today that we had back then in the 50s and earlier than that? Isn't that interesting? Pretty funny, right? But they want us to believe that it's nothing. But we were getting the same reports back then that we're getting today. It's kind of odd, isn't it? I thought so. I thought you would understand as well. You know what I'm saying? I just think this is just mind-blowing to me. So when people are like, oh no, I don't believe that. I think they're just making it up. So they were making it up back in the 50s as well? They were saying the same thing. They're seeing this. They had these same reports, unidentified.
Sightings continued for several consecutive weekends, with multiple eyewitnesses, including airline pilots, air traffic controllers, and military personnel, all reporting the presence of unidentified flying objects in the DC skies. It seemed like the sightings ceased today, and I'm not quite sure if that's fortunate or the other way around. Number 6. Wow Signal. The Wow Signal was discovered by Dr. Jerry R. Amen, an astronaut at Ohio State University's Big Air Radio Telescope. On the night of August 15, 1977, as the telescope scanned the skies, it picked up a powerful and narrowband radio signal emanating from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius. This signal was abrupt, and although it only lasted for a mere 72 seconds, it displayed a characteristic that astronomers had long theorized might be a sign of intelligent extraterrestrial communication. The signal's frequency at 1420 MHz matched the natural emission frequencies of hydrogen, the most abundant element in the universe. Some scientists have speculated that an advanced civilization might use this frequency as a form of interstellar communication, knowing that other intelligent beings would understand its significance. However, despite multiple efforts to detect the signal again, the Wow signal has never been observed since that night in 1977. Its origin remains a mystery, and there have been various hypotheses, from a passing satellite to a transient astronomical event, but none have been confirmed. However, many continue to believe it was an extraterrestrial message sent to us. Number 5.
We should let AI look at that. Some artificial intelligence look at that and try to decipher it. Wouldn't it be interesting to know what their take on it is? I would love to hear ChatGPT. I'll get it right one day. I'm still struggling with it. ChatGPT. I would love to hear its response to you typing that in or scanning that in and it telling you or giving you a reason or a meaning behind it.
The Drake Equation. The Drake Equation is a tool scientists use to search for extraterrestrial life. Created by astrophysicist Dr. Frank Drake in 1961, it helps estimate the number of advanced alien civilizations that might exist in our galaxy. Imagine it as a formula with 7 parts, each representing a critical factor in the development of intelligent life beyond Earth. These factors help us understand the big picture of alien civilizations. First, there's the rate of star formation. It tells us how many new stars are born in our galaxy each year. Stars often have planets around them, so this factor gives us an idea of how many potential planetary systems are out there.
Sheesh.
Then, we consider the fraction of stars with planets. Not all stars have planets orbiting them. Some are all alone. This part of the equation helps us determine how many stars have planets. Next is the number of habitable planets per star with planets. This factor looks at planets that could be just right for life. It considers how many planets in these systems are in the habitable zone, a place where conditions might be suitable for life as we know it. Moving on, we think about the fraction of habitable planets where life actually begins. Even if a planet is in the right place, it doesn't guarantee life. This factor considers the likelihood of life actually starting on a habitable planet. Now, we delve into the fraction of planets with life where intelligent life evolves. Not all life forms become smart like us, so this part looks at the chances of intelligence emerging. The fraction of planets with intelligent life that can communicate is our next consideration. Just because a civilization is intelligent doesn't mean it can talk to us. This factor considers if they have the technology and will communicate across space. Finally, we look at the length of time civilizations can communicate. Civilizations rise and fall. This part of the equation considers how long they might actively send signals into space. When we combine all these factors with our best estimates based on what we know about the universe, we get a range of possible civilizations in our galaxy. The Drake equation doesn't provide a definite answer, and I know that's incredibly disappointing, but then again, with a vast number of planets, it's highly likely that aliens do exist. Number 4. Microbes on Mars. Led by David McKay of NASA's Johnson Space Flight Center, a team of researchers declared a groundbreaking discovery in 1996, evidence for microscopic fossil life in a meteorite from Mars. A 2-kilogram meteorite escaped Mars 16 million years ago due to a cosmic collision.
Always remember, I said it. I ain't gonna say I said it here first because I don't know if somebody else have mentioned it, but I haven't heard it. I always believe, bro, that a lot of the life that we get on this planet, i.e. some of the stuff in the water, you know what I mean? Some of the different species we have in the ocean, you can see that a lot of that looks alien-like. And I be thinking it'd be coming here from meteors and different things like that, bro. So I'm always of the belief in life being on those things.
Evidence for microscopic fossil life in a meteorite from Mars. A 2-kilogram meteorite escaped Mars 16 million years ago due to a cosmic collision. It journeyed through an elliptical orbit around the Sun before landing in Antarctica on Earth. Undisturbed until 1984, the meteorite was discovered, named ALH 84001, and at first, no one suspected its Martian origin. A decade later, scientists examined ALH 84001 and found it to be an SNC meteorite originating from Mars.
But what happened to the life that was on it, right? It's somewhere in Antarctica, right?
They extracted samples from its solid interior to prevent Earth contamination. Their analysis unveiled 3 key signs of possible ancient Martian life in the meteorite. Tiny globules containing traces of complex organic compounds, microscopic grains of magnetite and iron sulfide, and worm-like formations within carbonate globules. However, several dispute this claim, and many believe that the alleged microscopic fossil isn't actually proof of past life, but rather just a misidentified globule. Number 3.
What sense does that make though? If it's life there and it landed there, you think it's just gonna stay there on that? No, it's gonna disperse around, try to find different things, figure its way out, try to progress and evolve, look for food, maybe. All of these possibilities that it could be doing. And it's gonna possibly adapt to that area. So, yeah, I think it's life there. What type? I don't know.
Life on Jupiter's moon. Jupiter's moon, Europa, captured the attention of scientists and researchers at NASA right after the turn of the century. They quickly noticed that Europa began getting a red tinge. Researchers found it quite strange because Europa is mainly frozen water. Having this tint would mean something mysterious was happening. It was then that researchers theorized that the weird tint is actually caused by frozen bits of bacteria, hence a sign of human life. Unfortunately, until we can gain a better specimen or examine its landscape, it's not possible to arrive at any conclusion. Number 2. Black Knight Satellite Conspiracy. The Black Knight Satellite Conspiracy theory began in the 1950s when newspapers reported that a strange object had been detected in orbit around Earth. This object, according to the conspiracy, was an artificial satellite of unknown origin. Some even claimed it had been there for thousands of years, predating human space exploration. Proponents of the Black Knight theory point to a series of alleged photographs and radar images that suggest the presence of an object in a polar orbit around our planet. These images, they argue, indicate that the object is not a natural celestial body or a piece of space debris, but a highly advanced, possibly alien-made satellite. One of the most compelling aspects of this conspiracy is the belief that the Black Knight satellite may be transmitting signals or messages into space. Some claim to have intercepted and decoded these signals.
And I didn't even think about them possibly having a satellite as well. I would have thought they would be more advanced because I feel like that sticks out like a sore thumb. So we would easily be able to detect it and try to figure it out, study it like that. I figure they're more advanced. So what they have, we probably wouldn't even see. They probably got something small enough to where we wouldn't even pick it up or see it.
Though the authenticity of such claims remains highly contentious. The idea that an ancient alien satellite could be watching over our planet has fueled speculation about its purpose. Some believe it could be a monitoring device studying Earth and its inhabitants. Others suggest it might be a remnant of an extraterrestrial civilization that visited our solar system long ago. Perhaps they're coming back around for a second inspection? And now it's time for today's topic.
Or are they coming back around to see where we are with things? They might be monitoring us because they want us to get to a certain point before they make their presence known.
This photo shows one of the unsettling signs of alien life leaked by an anonymous user on the internet. Just one of the many alleged alien sightings, this photo was leaked by an anonymous user on an online forum. The user kept their post vague, but they claimed that they had seen the alleged extraterrestrial near the woods. However, they didn't give any information about their whereabouts aside from the fact that they live in a remote area in North America. And so, speculations about this trapped alien continue to astound conspiracy theorists and UFOologists to this day. Number 1. New Pentagon Information. The U.S. Department of Defense announced that in 2022 alone, they received and tracked over 400 reports of UFO sightings. This marked a significant increase from the 144 sightings documented in a major report released by the U.S. intelligence community in 2021. The surge in reported UFO sightings has reignited public interest in the unexplained phenomena observed in our skies. These reports come from a variety of sources, including military personnel, civilian pilots, and everyday citizens. There are even claims of several government projects being created, including the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force in 2020 to learn more about these sightings. But perhaps the results are still being kept under wraps. So which of these signs convinced you the most? And if you know of other alien evidence that I failed to include, feel free to share them in the comments.
All of them does. All of them does. But y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Some of this is new for a lot of you guys, man. And I'll be seeing your comments and stuff like that. And it's mind-blowing. I know it's a lot to take in. It's a lot. But we'll take it video by video. All right? And y'all let me know what you thought. Till next one, I'll be back.